Hi, I'm Fast Cart with another edition of Soul Talk. Today we have quite a few things to talk about. As you can see, we have a new concept ship, the Railen. We're gonna watch the Inside Star Citizen that came out today regarding the Railen, and it's a pretty cool ship. I watched. I haven't gotten it yet. I'm thinking about it. Because I already have the Taurus, so between that and the whole B and other small ships that can carry stuff, I'm pretty well suited for cargo. But well, we'll see. But I would love to hear your guys' input and what do you think about the this ship. Let me make sure there's no one coming in to talk to me yet. Nope, I don't see anyone. Just me. All right. This week. Oh, well, before we get into that, let's talk about Saturday, there is a bar citizen, a virtual bar citizen. I'm going to put the information in Twitch chat. So hopefully you guys can come in and join. There will be some trivia, but I won't make it too hard. I was on the yacht club last night and I gave an example of a question that I won't be doing. I'm looking at the Soul General chat. Oops. Okay. There you are. I was in the wrong place. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey. Yeah, I was in the wrong place. I was down below. Thank you for joining me. How are you guys doing?
Yeah. We're doing
Hanging
good.
in there. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. I was just saying I was on Yacht Club last night. That was a lot of fun. Oh, you guys were with me. Duh.
Yes. Yeah.
You guys were with me, and that was a lot of fun. Did you have fun?
Yeah. Oh, it was a pleasure. It was a blast, man.
And you looking forward to doing more shows like that?
Yes, of course. Of course.
I got to meet my phone. I didn't make a checklist of all the things I should do like I normally do, but I'm figuring out as they're going along. Hey, Admiral Kusanagi, how are you doing?
Hey, Admiral.
Hey guys, evening.
Hey, what's up, Admiral?
So what are your
Happy Thursday.
Thank you. You too. So, Admiral Kusanagi, starting with you, what are your initial thoughts on the Railen, the XI'AN Railen?
I think it's a really cool ship. I mean, it really shows how they kind of want just like alien technology to go. I mean, we have like the TEVARIN ships and stuff like that, but this is really out there. I'm kind of, my hopes are kind of increasing for the BMM.
What about the BMM? What did you say about the
Say
BMM? What did you say about the BMM?
The BANU Merchantman. Yeah, the BANU Merchantman. So I mean, they're both XI'AN ships. Of course, this is a different company. So hopefully, I mean, the BMM will have a little bit of surprises that we're not expecting.
Well, the BMM is BANU. It's not XI'AN, but yeah, they're both.
Ah, you're right. Okay, I said BANU. Now you just disappointed my whole stream. I gotta go.
No, stay. No, we had other XI'AN ship, the XI'AN Nox. Well, it's called the Arpora Nox, I believe, but it's also based on XI'AN technology, and a lot of the mist ships have XI'AN technology. But this is like, I think it's the biggest XI'AN ship that they had to date so far. The props. So, what do you think about the Railen so far?
Oh man, it's a beautiful ship. It's oh man, I want to pull my wallet out.
Yeah,
just because
right.
it's so beautiful.
Right.
I don't know if I don't know if I would need it. It's certainly pimping, that's for sure. I mean, the inside of it is, looks like it's really going to be nice once they get finished with it. I mean, I like the elevator. I believe that you can use the elevator to go to all 3 floors too, right?
I'm not
so.
sure,
Yeah.
but yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah,
You
I'll
should be
switch
able
my
to.
mic up. I'll be right back.
And
Let
then
me,
the thing I saw about. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, let me bring up the ship interior on it that they showed up. Bring it on screen.
Yeah.
It's not there. It's down there below.
Okay.
Or it might be in the. I thought they had one on their screen on their
I think it's
website.
black and I think it's in black and white. I think it's one of the black and white. Was that I'm talking about the kitchen or
Yeah, I'm talking about the interior that they have.
elevator?
No.
The elevator.
The actual
There's one of them.
There. Yeah, that's the
There you
elevator.
go.
Yeah.
Hey, Griffin, how are you?
It's a, hey, Griff. I mean, there's a lot of good technology. That the kitchen is area is very interesting also.
Yeah, the habitat area is interesting.
Yeah.
The beds and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, it should be interesting. Like, I think for a ship this size and for it to be alien, $200 for Warbond is pretty reasonable. $225, yeah, a little pitching a little bit, but the cargo it has 320 cargo SCU unit, so that's it's less than. Well, okay, we don't know what Taurus is going to be now, but before they took off the ship deck for the Taurus cargo, the Taurus could hold more, and the whole B can hold more, according to the ship deck page. But we don't know if that's accurate now or not either. But for $225 with credit and $200 for Warbond, I am tempted. I was hoping that they would give me offer the.
Excuse me for cutting in.
Go ahead.
Excuse me for cutting in. Fast Cart is Fast Cart's audio clipping for you guys?
Yes, he is. He's kind of going
in
like
Discord. It is, but I checked it in the
Yeah.
stream. He's okay in the stream.
Okay, because he's clipping in Discord, so maybe you might do a quick reset on Discord, Fast Cart, because we're barely hearing you. You're breaking up.
I will change to a different input. Give me one moment. Sorry about that. Okay, now I'm on NVIDIA broadcast. I should sound
That's
better.
way better. Way better.
way better. Yeah.
But I sound okay on the stream. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but we couldn't understand you in here, so you're good now. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. So yes, I forgot what I was saying. No, the comparable SC unit between the whole B, the Taurus, and this. I have a whole B, so I'll probably be sticking with my whole B. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is a beautiful ship. Artwork, it's a piece of peaceful. It's like the Alien Origin unit. It's beautiful. And this thing is, like I said, I almost want to pull my wallet out just to look at it in game, not even use it.
I
So
think
none of y'all
Pops.
are worried about that. The fact that the you hold the cargo on the outside is not protected interior and on the interior.
Not really.
I like
This has more protection than the Hull series, actually. Because if you look at the descriptions for the ship, this actually has 2 large shields instead of like one, which I think the Caterpillar has, and this has 1 large shield emitter, and I'm guessing the emitter covers the cargo, which would be this would be the first emitter that's kind of like out there that we know about.
Okay. Yeah. He's probably
I'm kind of curious as to first of all, hi everybody. That's the first thing I should say. Hi.
Hey, Griff.
The second thing is I think I was talking with a couple people earlier today when I saw this, and I said this is probably one of the most beautiful designs I've seen them do in relation to the alien ships. The functionality of it is interesting. The 4 missile bay areas. I was trying to figure out where they were. Then when I recognized where they were, I was like, wow, it's got a lot of defensive capability to it. I'm curious though to ask this question, Fast Cart. there's a lot of cargo ships that are going to be out there. And I know, Admiral, you just talked about the cargo being exposed, or Fastcard mentioned about cargo being exposed. I still don't see that as an issue, whether you're talking about a hull or a C2 or whatever, because the issue is not them being on the outside. The issue is, what do you do with it once you get it? And so whether it's in a hatch that you blow open, in like a max, and you can get the cargo out that way, or whether you have to find a way to disconnect it from an exterior. I mean, it's not like you're just going to walk up and pull these things off. And also the containers are in bulk. You are carrying dozens, if not hundreds of items in each container. And so you've got to have something that can take those things when you take them off the ship, or you have to take the ship. I'm curious as to what's up with all this cargo. Why are they putting out so many variations of cargo? Is it just so that people can have their own look? Or is there some functionality? If, in other words, there's a difference between me taking XI'AN ship versus taking a BANU merchantman, or versus taking a hull. There has to be, CIG usually has some method behind the madness. And I mean, other than making a pretty ship, I'm more curious about why does XI'AN have to come up with a cargo ship? Maybe, don't get me wrong, XI'AN have to move cargo, but is there some some advantage to me using this ship versus taking my hull C or my hull B or my hull A? I'm curious about that side of it.
You want to try to take that one?
I just want to say what Pops was talking about, and he mentioned like Origin, and this is really like up to now we haven't seen anything from Origin that would go in an industrial type career. But if you wanted like a nice like living area, you had a nice bedroom and had a nice. This is the ship. I'm like, you're not all the work's outside. Your whole space is like clean and like really clean. So in that regard, this is like the 100%.
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty flawless. I think in that regard, it's super safe. The shields are like probably unparalleled for a ship this size. And it's just good. And I imagine the maneuverability because of the technology that the XI'AN have and is going to be pretty unmatched. For a ship that's this big too.
Good point, because that's what they're known for. You're right. It's the technology that they're known for. You're right, Admiral.
Yeah.
And this ship is full of technology. I mean, well, we're going to watch the inside thoughts to this in a bit, but do you have a response to that, Fist or Pops?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, well, my response was to control myself from breaking out my wallet.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, man.
It really was, because when I saw this, I was like, damn. Just the animation alone, and then you see how it has that nice pearlescent reflection on it. I was like, man, but then I said, wait a minute, hold on. I have an M2 already.
This comes in black, right?
I said,
you know what? I like this one. I like this color better than the extra one for some reason. And I kept looking at the other one. Maybe we need to see it better because that picture doesn't maybe do it justice. But that purplish color, there's something about that feels alien, and I like a lot.
And black is my favorite color. And
I just started. Yeah.
Oh,
the
paint.
I'm sitting in Pops's room and I'm looking at it and then I'm like, oh my God, how can I justify myself to buy this thing?
That's why I never went down the alien road. Fastcard has heard me say this before. I've stayed away from buying any alien ships because I feel like once I start down that rabbit hole, that's
a whole other account for
that's it. And I'm gonna tell you,
normal account, and then you're gonna have the alien account.
That's what I read my notes. Ops Chief will tell you that's exactly what I said to him today. I said, if I had that $2,200, I'd drop it in cash right now and I'd make an alien account. I would do it in a heartbeat. I would. I think they're gorgeous. I mean, all of them with all the Suntucky eye, all of them. I mean, the design on all these ships is amazing. And I would just have a museum. That would be it. I ain't got to fly these suckers. Y'all just come look at the hangar and come check them out, and that'll be it for me.
I'm gonna see if I can open up and see what's in it. Okay. So inside this is the Warbond version, 2250. So it has the Railen, the Talon Strike, so that's both Talon. The Prowler, the Defender, the Nox Curie, both Nox, Cultural, the Glade, the Blade, the Soundcloud, and the Management. And it has lifetime insurance, obviously, because it's over $1,000, and the VFG hangar. So,
wow.
I would have to run the numbers on it, and you probably save just offhand, off the guess, I would say maybe 100 or 125. Just looking at this thing, I have to run the numbers, but yeah.
Well, you know what? I would take a look at what Papa Doc said, and I'm curious to other people that might be in the chat. He says he upgraded his Nomad. So for some of those people who remember the Nomad was kind of like that entry level for cargo, I'm wondering how many people may have melted for this ship. I'm wondering how many people may have done that. How many people really may have melted to say, I'm going to upgrade to something like this. Like, because Admiral Kusanagi's points about this ship having a much more holistic design with that you can live in it and everything else is probably really attractive to a lot of people.
Yeah, you're right.
I think, Griff, we were talking about that and you hit it right on it. It's gotta be something special about this alien cargo ship that they just haven't told us.
That's why I wanted to see the
really
lore,
think so.
but I know that's on ISC. So
yeah, so that's a good segue. So let's go to this week ISC. I'm going to put the scene real quick.
Okie doke.
With my mouse. And I started the stream in, not a stream, I shared the stream in Discord, so if you want to watch live, you can watch it that way. But,
okay, appreciate that.
So go ahead and join in if you want. Okay, and let's go with this week ISC, talking about the plan of Gatac, spring 2021.
Where do we start? That is a good question. The alien stuff is more complex, so everything sort of stretches your brain just a little bit more. I also have Chris, pushing me to sort of make it different, make it not fully expected.
Alien ships, I think, are super interesting because they have a completely unique aesthetic inside, and this ship particularly, we wanted to create a alien cargo ship. So we wanted to have a sort of above entry level cargo ship that could carry a good amount of cargo for its size, be well defended, multi-crew. We wanted it to be XI'AN, but we didn't want it to be AOPA, their combat brand. So we worked up this new company called Gatac, and this is the Gatac Railen cargo ship.
No, it's Gatac. That's how you say it.
Right, hard cut.
You tell them.
Okay, let's do a brief history of House Gatac. They were a vassal of House Urua during the Great Divide, which is the XI'AN Civil War. At the end of the Great Divide, House Cloud, who didn't like the way that the peace talks were going, decided that they wanted to kill all the leaders of the houses that were engaged in peace talks. So they sabotaged the network of antique weather satellites that surrounded the XI'AN homeworld of Rixiang, and accidentally destroyed the whole atmosphere rather than just the atmosphere above the peace talks. Oops. So after this tragedy, after everybody fled the homeworld to the next closest planet, Kawa, the House Rua, in recompense for its loss, was elevated to the first imperial house. That's where the first emperors came from. And one of the first things that they did was reward people who fought under them for their service. So they awarded House Gatac a license in perpetuity to build industrial spacecraft for the entire South XI'AN. In the South XI'AN, the XI'AN Empire, they are known for being really innovative and interested in discovering the next big cool thing in technology. And that's part of why they immediately jumped on the opportunity to make a ship that would be friendly to both XI'AN and humans. Cutting edge stuff is their thing.
The alien stuff is the hardest one to sort of deal with sort of branding. We did our usual. We came up with 3 sort of strong candidates to give to Chris to have a look at. And from there, people will see that very early on, it was almost locked in. It was like, okay, this is what we're doing. We're a lot more confident in how we approach these things now. We make sort of stronger decisions right at the start to push those through. One of the big features of the ship was the fact that it changes shape like massively. So that's the really nice thing about this ship. And coupled with the sort of final materials that we came up with, there's no mistaking this ship now. It's okay. This is the Gatac cargo ship. There's no messing around.
The Railen crew capacity is 4 people. So you have the pilot, you have an engineer, and then you have the 2 extra crew to man the 2 man turrets, which are on the side of the ship and provide a good range of cover for it. There is space for all 4 to be on the bridge when not in combat or elsewhere in the ship, but ostensibly that's what the 4 roles are for. The Railen has 320 SCU of cargo, and this is all pretty much external. You can see it on the back of the ship. Part visual choice, part gameplay choice. They are fixed containers on the rear of the ship, and the cargo goes inside them. So having it external allows us to keep the internals of the ship all nice and compact, but also does give a toss-up in choice between, do I pick a ship with lesser cargo but is more protected, or do I go for this, which can carry more in one run, but has the risk of, if I get jumped on in transit, my cargo is more at risk. That's something we always try and do with our ships, is not have one ship that is superior in every single way to another ship that's equal to it. We want there to be trade-offs.
Even from trying to get into the ship, it's going to be a unique experience. So essentially you've got a Gravlev platform that's going to fly through the air, come and greet you. You get on it, click a button, takes you up to the entrance of the ship through the airlock. That's where you first get your experience of the XI'AN architecture within this ship. When you choose to get on the lift to go up to habitation, you've got a console that's made out of like 50 different pieces in it, and it all builds itself into position, and you click the button, get on your elevator, which isn't the standard elevator either. At the moment it's at an angle, so you have a very different experience of like transitioning up through the floors, and the floors will also transform to sort of enable you to get through easily. So then when you're in the habitation section, you've got access to beds and lockers. You can go left and right to the turrets and escape pods. And then you've got the dual race kitchen and bathroom section, and then sort of like a communal eating area. And then from there up, basically it takes you into a more technical section. And so you can either go to a docking, which is at the rear of the ship, and then you've also got a good portion of components in like the sort of quite technically themed area of the ship. And then you transition through there towards the bridge. And again in there is, we were looking at a way of being able to access components in a non-standard way. So the big stuff we've kept quite traditional, because it makes sense, they're just there. But the smaller stuff, it's kind of like a component delivery system. So you choose which component you want to access. It's delivered to you. You can change out whatever it is you need to change, and then it's taken back off you and absorbed back into the ship. Then you just transition into the bridge, open bridge, and then, like I mentioned, the captain and the co-pilot at the front in their large, like floating, almost like UFO style seats. So I think there's plenty of great opportunity in there in terms of animation and what we can do with what's spinning, what's moving, what's reconfiguring. So I think the ship team is going to have a lot of fun with that.
So what does the Railen add to Star Citizen as a whole? It really increases the diversity of spaceships, especially alien ones, because they are entire races of creatures and they don't just have combat ships. They have their own infrastructure needs, they have their own transport needs, so whatever we do as the human race, there is going to be mirrors for those races. When you are traveling through all the solar systems in the game, you don't want to just be seeing the same freelancer or the same hull everywhere. You want this variety of ships to encounter and ships to progress through on your cargo journey.
The Gatac Railen, and I hope I'm saying this right, is the newest addition to Star Citizen's expanding line of alien vehicles, as well as the first from our newest XI'AN manufacturer. And you can learn even more about this ship, like all of its stats and capabilities, when it's revealed as part of this year's Alien Week festivities, beginning this week, which also includes the return of the tremendously popular baking contest, so get your ingredients ready. And to help you prep for all of the Alien Week festivities, let's check in now with the narrative.
Okay, so let's have a discussion. I'm gonna put this on loop and just have it run in the background for a while. So, what do you guys think? Starting with Kusanagi, what do you think?
I mean, the design work is just really, really cool. I think it's really, really different of the other styles of show. I mean, not completely, because you get the the Apoa and all the other stuff, but this is. I think it's a surprise in a lot of ways, and I always needed a scratch post in my shower, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Scratch post in the shower. That should be that should be the real name of
It's
this episode.
in there. There's a scratch post and not a post and a scratch wall.
Yeah.
Pops, what do you think? What would you watch? Give you more information? Something you hadn't known before?
Yeah, I mean, like Griffith said, they are taking the alien ships and they're just like pumping it up the volume on it, and I'm just really want to. We've been waiting for the BANU, and I'm just really curious now that on that BANU merchant what they've been doing with that.
And Fist, what do you think?
You already know what I think. This is just This I mean it's gorgeous, man. I looked at the ship and I was like, oh man, I'm really trying to hold myself back.
So you're saying this is a good value for $200 or $225?
For 200, yeah, hell yeah. Oh, this is spot on. I mean, for somebody to, you've got to think about it. Comparable to the amount of cargo that's in this ship right now for $225 to get into the game to make some money. I mean, you got to figure this ship is going to be faster and more than likely more maneuverable, than your comparable ships in this in its class.
Range. Yeah.
Right, in its class. So,
well, I don't know what the Hull B. The Hull B may be more maneuverable and faster.
It's possible. I mean, it's possible, but you have to think. I mean, I look at the, I'm just kind of going off of comparison of, how the way it flies as far as the Talon. I know it's not going to be as maneuverable as the Talon, of course. Please don't kill me on that. But you've got to think. I mean, the aerodynamics of these alien ships are very maneuverable. And they are going to be one of those ships that like I said, people are going to. It definitely holds its weight in its value. I try to sum it up for me.
As long as it doesn't punch above its weight class, right, Griffin?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You have any other for the thought? Like you asked a question about why so many alien ships or why so many cargo ships. I mean, cargo. Okay, I have two sets of thoughts. I'm going to try to get them out. One thing is that exploration and cargo running is probably more popular than FPS or combat in the poll that they took quite a few years back. I don't think even if you took the poll today, I don't think that would be too much different than what it was the last time. Exploration, cargo, and other non-combat professions took the top spot. So I think that's why they're trying to cater to the audience by giving us more options. And also for, we don't really have a dedicated cargo ship. I mean, I want to say the Bandit Richmond is kind of a dedicated cargo ship, but it's more of a bazaar and had other functionality. This is just for straight up cargo, and it has a lot of space for cargo. And plus, go ahead.
To interject here too. I know they talk about a lot of the alien technology on this ship and the shields and all of those things. Do you think, though, with the way the components are, that you can spec this out to become a stealth cargo ship.
I mean, you could add more components to make it more stealthable, but I don't know about true stealth.
Yeah, I mean, stealth is kind of a combination of not just components, but it's materials that are used. For example, the Eclipse is the only ship right now, as far as the fighters or the bombers go, that has true stealth built into its design. The design materials themselves help lower its radiation and all that other good stuff. Then there are components that help minimize that as well. So, I mean, like right now, we have stealth components in the game, right? And many of them put out lower signatures than others, but you compromise in other areas of performance. So I don't think you can make it a true stealth ship. It can be stealthy, but not a stealth ship,
That's a good way to say it. It can be stealthy, I agree. Like the component, you can lower the emission, lower the radius, lower the heat that coming from the ship, but it won't be true stealth compared to the Eclipse.
Exactly.
How does the Cartuel, how does the APOA group, like, does anyone know how APOA is in terms of those?
In terms of
EM and infrared and stuff like that.
Yeah, I haven't monkeyed around with them a lot to see how they are. That's a good question.
Yeah, because that's the only thing.
They should be close in regard to their alien counterpart, the full alien. Because APOA just takes an alien ship and remanufacture it for human use. So I mean, it shouldn't be too much different from what their alien counterpart is. But unless the alien has a true stealth ship, then APOA won't have a stealth ship either, in my opinion. That makes sense.
I just think that. Go ahead. You can finish up, Fist. You were talking.
No. I just was that was my question, is because, I mean, like I said, I mean, if it won't be true stealth, but if you can lower your emissions, like you said, those things down, I mean, that's even more value than being detected.
I mean, it depends on how much you can lower it. Like, I mean,
because
you also relying on people. And you also rely on people not catching you or not being able to detect you because their equipment is subpar. So.
Because to me, I see this ship as being something that you're not going to ride this ship with a convoy. This seems like something that somebody would get in with a bunch of their friends or something like that, just for security.
Yeah.
Right. And basically try to, do as they do, hauling and making money and maybe do some exploring. I don't know, could have that purpose. But that's the reason why I say that is, for that purpose of it having some stealthness to it. I'm making up a word there.
Hey, we all grew up with Jesse Jackson. It's fine.
No, I kind of see what you're saying. Like, it's more like the Nomad of the alien cargo ships, because the Nomad is like everything in there for a solo trader.
Right.
It's Nomad Xeon, or what is Nomad?
No.
Nomad
consolidated. That's consolidated.
Consolidated. Okay.
But they have the alien landing gear and stuff like that, so it floats. And I've actually, some people were talking to my org, they're like, does that thing actually land the new ship? Some pictures show it like it kind of hovering, so I'm not even sure this thing actually touches the ground.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's just it has GravLab in it, so I don't think it does. At least I don't think it does.
Speaking of that GravLab, I just want to say, this ship has too many moving pieces. Like, seeing all this stuff, imagine the repair costs or maintenance effort you have to do to make sure that it keeps in top shape. And I mean, if anyone get an EMP beside you and set it off, you can forget it. That should be toast.
So you're saying it's like it's like driving around in a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, and if you blow it up or if like a piece breaks off, it's going to cost you like almost as much as the car.
From the looks of it, I don't think it'd be easy to maintain because they got so many moving pieces. I mean, that ship had more moving pieces than, I don't know. I can't even come with anything comparable.
The whole line is like that, though. The whole
yeah, I mean, all those,
like
exactly.
Yeah.
the Cartual. I mean, God.
We can't leave out the RGB lighting.
How do you think about that? You're right about that.
Yeah. I mean, that's worth the price alone. Man, that's $200 worth of RGB lighting right there. I just hope you can turn it off.
Because the RGB lighting increases the price. So when it actually comes out, becomes flight ready, it'll probably be like $325 instead of $225.
Mm-hmm. I just hope you can turn it off if you need to sneak by something, because that'd be like a disco ball flying by.
A Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to see what they put out for a mining ship. Because if the interior of that ship looks like that, then I mean, because the one I don't have the mold because I didn't like the kitchen.
Right.
Now, this thing has a straight up kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now, Admiral, you're talking about then definitely I'm breaking out my wallet if it does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You just convinced them. You're going to give CIG more money. Oh, how much money did CIG make today? I should check.
You can stay out there for like 6 months at a time in real life, and like just have people drop in, pick up the containers that you had. You don't even have to go anywhere, and just mine. Probably watch some movies on a video screen that they have in there. You know.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the reason why if they do come out with something like this, and it's mining. And they have all of those luxury components, then yes, I will buy it, because just as we know, when the game starts, I cannot break out Big Bertha right away. So this will be that ship that I'll be able to, do what I need to do to build up enough capital to then break out, the Orion.
Yeah. And then you guys bring out a good point, because if they make a mining ship, and this ship has a tractor beam, and that mining ship, if it has those little cargo pods on it, and you just pick it up from the mining ship, bring it over with the tractor beam, and put it on, you basically you're gonna need both of these now.
Okay, so I'm looking at it right now. According to the funding goal page, they made $5.25K. 500,000, 500, 223,000, and $852 US dollars today. So,
and that's what they made today, and that didn't go out to the whole community, right?
No, I think it did to the whole community. I'm not.
Did everybody?
No, it's just concierge.
No, it's just concierge today, buddy. Yeah.
No,
so they're going to make by the weekend. They'll clean up by the weekend easily. With a Friday payday, they're going to make a ton of money over the weekend.
Just got paid Friday night. No, anyway.
All right.
Yeah, you're right. I thought it went out to the whole community, because the way the upgrade worked, they didn't make a C2 token for not a C2 token. They didn't make a CCU token like there's the only way you can upgrade it in CCU. You have to pay there's no war bond for a lifetime. That's what I meant this time. So that's why I thought it went out to everybody there. But yeah, okay. All right. So Fish, you're definitely getting it now.
If it's mineable, if we're talking about the mining ship, not this right here.
Okay.
No. This right here, okay. I'm self-controlled on this one.
Okay, let's take a poll. I want Twitch chat to participate too. The Twitch chat and everyone in here, are you getting the Railen? Starting with Kusanagi, are you getting the Railen?
I'm gonna say no to that, because I have the M2 and it's got more. It has more cargo capacity. It doesn't have a kitchen yet, or even a dinette. But I mean, I just don't know. It's very, very cool. And the other video from like 2 years ago, I don't know if you guys remember it. I can post it. Showed the interior of the ship, or a similar ship, very, very well, and it's quite impressive.
And Captain, we thank you for the subscription, 8 months and 5 months free. That's cool, thank you. Fish to face, you're not getting this ship. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes.
Griffin, are you getting this ship? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Fish.
No, that's what I said. I'm not getting it.
Hey, Griffin, what about you?
You'll find out later.
You already bought it.
I haven't bought it. I'm strongly considering. I've been thinking about that alien ships idea for a while now, and
The pack.
I'm thinking about
So you're
it.
not considering just the ship. You think about the whole line of ship.
I don't know, but I'm honestly, the more I'm seeing these, like when they came out with the Cartual and I saw the Suntakiak, I said these are beautifully designed ships. I'm not big on the, even though I think they're nice, I'm not big on the Vandal ships. I have no interest in those. The BANU is okay because I had the Merchantman at one point, but I kind of got rid of that. But these true ships that have a unique design aspect to them, the Asperias, the Apoas, and then this new manufacturer's really got my attention. And not from the sense of gameplay. I hate to say that because obviously, when people are buying things for this, it's, about what they want to do in a career. I honestly love these because of the aesthetic design in them. And I've heard that there were people who bought alien ships in the game strictly as collector's items because they not necessarily think that they're practical, but there are people who are doing that. And I just never thought about it. But I'm not sure if I do, I'm not trading it in for my hull or my this. I'm buying it because honestly, I think they're beautifully designed ships. So I'm just kind of vacillating right now. I'm not there yet. I'm not going to drop that $2,200. I can tell you that much. But I am thinking about what my concern is that how am I going to acquire these in the game? I understand acquiring UEE ships in the game, but does that mean that alien ships will be acquirable too? And I'm not talking about like now while we're testing. I'm talking about once the universe opens up. How do I get able to work for a BANU in the game at that point, and how? And same thing with the XI'AN ship. How do I have to go to the XI'AN part of the galaxy and do certain things?
Reputation.
I'm not seeing them being sold out a New Deal. You know what I'm saying? Later.
Right.
So I'm kind of curious about how do we access these once the universe is officially going? Because some of these ships truly are, as this one, you heard the lore, is from an alien manufacturer. This is not an Asperia where they've converted it into a human thing. This is an XI'AN ship, at least if I heard it correctly. Right. So that's kind of the thing I'm thinking about when I say I'm kind of thinking about what I want to do in relation to this.
Cade has your number, Griffin. He said Griffin's alien ship garage is like Jay Leno's classic cars garage.
Yeah.
You know what?
Give me a tour ticket now.
Yeah. I mean, where my luxury ships will be practical to me, those are not going to be museum pieces. I plan on taking those out. But if I got these, he probably is right on the head in the sense of where my head would be with having these ships. Yeah.
I don't know how to spell or pronounce this person's name in Twitch. Kite, Kit, but they make a good point because I know this is the second half of ISC that they talked about. But just to say it real quick, you may have to do a favor for the BANU.
Yeah, it could be something like that, right? It could be something that helps you earn the accessibility to get it, or it may be just a very, how acquirable. Because you guys are familiar with the alien tax, right? Correct. And that's something that's been interesting. It's not just this; it's with the TEVARINs. Now, the TEVARINs are part of the UEE now. But still, alien ships in general cost more money than what we call it the alien tax, right? If it's worth $200, it might sell for $275. This ship's $200, $225 now. It'll probably be $300 when it goes live. So yeah, right. Might be $325 even. So I'm just, again, I'm just kind of thinking about, like you said, how are we going to acquire these later once the universe is truly live, especially if it's truly alien? They said some ships we won't get. There's going to be some ships that are out there that are NPC ships, they're alien, but then there are other ones like this one, obviously, that, we will have access to.
I can see them making the BANU Merchantman very hard to get because it's so big.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, if it was still on a $250 concept and it came out like that concept, it probably wouldn't be as hard to get. But I think now that it's becoming so big and so rare, it's going to be hella hard to get.
I agree. Yeah.
But before we move on, I got to have Pops. Are you getting this ship too?
Well, I got to pick up my BANU, the Merchantman. Tomorrow when that comes out.
Okay.
I'm really
Pops, let me say something real quick. If you want to get that BANU, make sure you're on the point for that because they may do those limited.
Okay, I'm going to be.
They've never done it before, but you're right. They may do it.
I'm just saying they might start limiting them just because everybody wants one. They may do them limited, so that's the big flagship. I'm just saying whatever day that ship goes on sale, make sure you're at the computer to make sure it doesn't say limited, or else you might miss out.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Is
be
there a
on
calendar
account.
for that? Did they put out a
We'll put out-
calendar?
Maybe a
I'd
week?
put
No,
back-
it's in the next couple of weeks or something like that. I don't know. It's coming up. That's why they do it on alien stuff.
Okay.
I do have to push back a little bit because I think the 450 price tag will still make it a little bit unfeasible for most folks.
Yeah, but this might be pumping. I don't know. People are getting more pumped up about this alien stuff because it's different.
Yeah.
But I agree. I mean, you're right. That is a big jump. It jumped $200. But this is what people do know. It ain't out yet. And if it's $450 now, what is it going to be when it's flight ready?
Yeah, there you go.
What's it going to be when it's flight ready? It may be $400 now, $450, but who knows if it's not going to be $650 or whatever later.
I would have imagined this ship, but the measurement being 450. I would have thought it would have stopped at 350.
But to go to
it's
your
450
point,
now.
though, to go to your point, though, Griff, you talked about it being limited, and I didn't realize that with the Pioneer, they limited that one as well. So I'm like, you're right. You might be right.
Arcade makes a good point. Never underestimate the power of fear of missing out. FOMO.
Yeah, and I may just get this used for a token just in case for the CCU since it's got the lifetime on it.
Wait. We did not discuss that. Hold on.
Jill asked, should I melt my Defender for it? That's up to you.
No.
Two different apples and oranges here.
Exactly. Yeah, a fighter versus a cargo ship. You got to look at application. This is the first one that we've seen from this company. We don't know what the whole thing is behind it. That's a big change. Plus, there's more work that's going to be done on the Defender with the tachyons. We don't know what if we keep hearing rumors, but we don't know if it's true. Will there be tie-ins between the Defender and the BANU Merchantman? There's just some special technology that it'll have. It's a 2-person ship versus a 4-person ship. So there's a lot of things to consider if you trade off at that level. To me.
DG4 King, thank you for the 5 subs. And thank you to DG4 King for us.
Absolutely. Thank you, ZC. Awesome. Thank you.
Griff, I put a video in Discord.
Okay.
In the video section, and there's like 50 seconds of
RGB.
what looks like this company technology.
Okay. Well, FC's running the show tonight, so he can pull it up. He's the one running it. I'm sitting in the background today.
Okay.
Right.
Well, okay. Let me copy paste it and put it into the same window so it'll be on the stream.
Let's take a look at some of the art and animation on display inside some of the larger
So this is it
giant
right
ships.
here.
As you can
Or
see,
something
there are
similar
many
to it.
design aspects that set the giant ships apart from the UEE craft. Some are obvious, while others are subtler. The giant aesthetic has a certain elegance you might expect from an ancient race that has been traveling the stars.
But I kind of really want to know how far
years.
ahead they are with this stuff.
Their doorways,
Yeah, I remember that
terminals,
picture when
even
they
the
showed that as a
concept of
picture.
gravity are just
I haven't seen this
different.
video.
This is 3 years ago, March 29th, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That RGB.
They're on that technology.
$200 worth right there, just to watch.
And this is. And then you have a little display. All that for a display screen.
Yeah.
Here's your RGB right there.
On the UEE front, the props team continue to provide
Very cool.
a bevy of
Yeah,
goodies.
that was
That's it.
cool. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that, Admiral.
Thank you, Admiral.
Good stuff.
Man, okay. Now you done sold me on pretty much every other ship that's gonna come out now. Appreciate that.
Yeah, but the RGB make things go faster, right?
Exactly. That's what I tell the police officer anyways. I'm like, sorry, officer, RGB.
I gotta put RGB on my cart. Light me up like a Christmas tree, so people.
It's like he's got it on his roof.
Won't hit me when I'm going down the streets at night.
I like.
He has it on his roof, and he goes fast. Why can't I?
All right,
But
so
hey,
check
I
out
got
the
a question after this one though. After this section, but go ahead. I'm sorry,
Okay.
FC.
No problem. Thank you. Yeah, let's check out the rest of the IRC. And hopefully I got it at the right point.
Which also includes the return of the tremendously popular baking contest, so get your ingredients ready. And to help you prep for all of the Alien Week festivities, let's check in now with the narrative team for a brief refresher of the known alien cultures of our galaxy. Or perhaps meet them for the very first time if you've only recently joined the Star Citizen universe.
BANU are probably the most obnoxious people in the world to ever go to a sporting event with, because they love sports, but they don't really care about the teams.
And it's kind of confusing for humans to go to a game with a large BANU crowd, because the BANU just want to see exciting, cool stuff happen, so they're cheering for everyone throughout the game.
They are totally up for having fun whenever. Like, they work hard, they play hard, they take cat naps. They are extremely interested in enjoying life.
Their society is organized around these work family guilds known as Sulis, where they're adopted from a young age as kind of an apprentice by a Suli that specializes in manufacturing spaceships or making weapons or cooking.
They're very quick to give favors, but they also expect a favor in return. So be careful if a BANU asks you to, pick them up at the airport.
The BANU is the first alien race that humanity ever had contact with.
There was a human pilot kind of out seemingly in the middle of nowhere named Vernon Tarr, who was scanning for a jump point.
Came upon a BANU vessel and fired upon it thinking it was like an enemy ship, but once they got close enough they realized, oh heck, that's an alien.
It was a fun run-in that was initially very tense, but we quickly came onto friendly terms with them.
They were happy to find new trading partners, and we were very happy to encounter aliens for the first time.
The TEVARIN are a martial society.
They immediately tried taking our territory, and it was very hostile from the get-go, and it started two large wars, the first TEVARIN War and the second TEVARIN War.
As a culture, they're actually my favorite. It feels like there's a lot of opportunities for really interesting, haunted characters.
A big motivation for them is that their people hadn't developed terraforming technology, and so their space to expand was very limited to worlds that were naturally habitable.
They were first assimilated into the UEE by force after the first TEVARIN War, and after the second TEVARIN War, they voluntarily assimilated themselves. They, as a people, decided collectively to throw their culture away.
Humanity got a lot of our shield tech from them, like air shields were a TEVARIN invention, so we didn't have them before that war. You can see that in their ship designs, with the Prowler having these unique drop bays with the air shields for people to exit out of. A lot of TEVARIN history was actually preserved by the UEE after the TEVARIN themselves tried to purge it. Now, currently, we're seeing them enter a new phase of where the first TEVARIN senator was recently elected.
This elevation of a TEVARIN seems to have sparked a recent interest in a cultural revival. So TEVARIN are now starting to relearn their once lost language and starting to dabble in bits of the culture that was once lost. I like that they're survivors. They saw the writing on the wall and they found a way to keep themselves and their families alive in spite of a horrific situation.
A great thing about the XI'AN, they're kind of known for their rather pungent eating choices amongst humanity.
They kind of poop like birds do, so it's just, they don't pee, they just do like the combo.
So if you see what looks like a bird bath in a XI'AN ship, that is not a water fountain. Don't drink from it.
The XI'AN society is based around these family house lines, and very important of tracing their lineage.
The Emperor is their own house, and part of the thing is there's a sort of a mandatory service period for all XI'AN where they have to serve basically for the government.
And that's to help foster kind of a sense of unity amongst the XI'AN people.
Technologically speaking, are probably a little bit more advanced than we are.
They are masters of anti-gravity tech from a very long time before they discovered space, like jump tunnels and things like that.
XI'AN are very long-lived, and so their view of time is different than humanity's.
Partially because of their philosophy, Litova, which is a kind of a moral code and a system of belief.
There was very close to an interspecies war kicked off when we first met the XI'AN.
It was during sort of like this gold rush era where everybody was just out trying to terraform planets as quickly as they could to try and secure, mining rights.
The XI'AN, who were already in the system, saw these strange aliens trying to terraform a planet that was in their territory and went, that's a little weird. And then forcibly captured all the humans, contacted the human government and said, hey, you guys left something in our system. We don't like it. Please take it back. Vandu are kind of mysterious. We don't know much about them. We know from observation that they seem to be very, very insular. They seem to believe in the idea of a meritocracy.
They're very powerful warriors. They're very hardy. They can exist for short times in the vacuum of space.
Our observers think that they're harvesting resources for some greater purpose, and some people think that they just really like to fight. And either one of those could be true.
They sort of were introduced to us when an outpost was mysteriously sort of wiped out.
Judging from their ships, they have very utilitarian aesthetics. They are oriented around the clans that they seem to come from, but we have never observed anything that indicates a central government.
Vandal clans have raided humanity, land on planets, take as many resources as they can, and then flee back into Vandal space.
And it's what sort of kickstarted a much more proactive military campaign against them. So they're sort of the alien culture that we are currently locked in a sort of war with.
Of course, there's a lot of debate going on against what is the end game of that war against the Vandal. Does it mean wiping them out altogether? Does it mean setting up a border defense that they can't get through? Does it mean reclaiming the systems that we've lost to them?
Ideally, we want to put this in a position where the players are the ones who are helping reveal some of this information. That's always been one of the things that's been very fun about this game, is this idea that Chris wants the players to help unlock the mysteries of the universe.
So what?
I just wanted to pause real quick. Oh, it's almost over anyway, but I just want to say thank you, Uber Nerd, for the raid of 67 people, and thank you for all
Uber
the
Nerd.
Uber Nerd coming in. Thank you.
Uber Nerd. Thank you, Uber Nerd. You the man.
So we're just wrapping up this week's ISC. We'll finish up right now.
What did we learn this week? Well, we learned that just like the human society of 2951, our alien neighbors are represented by a multitude of corporations and organizations. That a greater variety of alien vehicle offerings helps to build a more diverse and interesting universe to explore. And that for the aliens themselves, the BANU are clearly the best. Or the XI'AN. Maybe the TEVARIN. Which one poops from their mouths? Don't forget to check out the RobertSpaceIndustries.com website for all the Alien Week details. And for Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. We'll see you all next week.
All right, then. I'm going to rewind, go to the cinematic that they started doing. So let's start with Face to Face. What do you think of the lore and everything? Did anything interest you?
It did. Oh man, I forgot my question. Shoot, man.
You see me typing during the screen? That's because I'm typing out something I don't want to forget.
Right. Okay, I got you. No, I was going to say one of the things though. Well, two things. The BANU, they seem like cool people to hang around with. I just would like to see how it would be for to be at a sporting event with them. Only problem is I'm afraid because like you guys spoke about their culture, they can enslave you. So I was like, I'm kind of a little leery about that. But yeah, I was thinking of that too, as well as the question I was going to ask was about, the lore going back to, being able to obtain one of these ships, man, I'm trying to remember it. Come back to me, Fast Card. I'm sorry.
Yeah, all right, no problem. No problem. Kusanagi, what do you think? Anything stick out at you?
I just like the new kingship at time frame 1420.
1420. Okay, I'll go.
I don't know if anyone got that.
1420. Oh, that. Oh, wow. Yeah. You know what? That didn't even occur to me because I was looking at the subtitle. I wasn't looking at the background. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think when was the last time we saw that?
Oh,
we haven't seen.
We have never seen.
In a long time.
Yeah, the Kings. We've seen the Driller. We saw the one where they did the approach at the Olisar, but we never really saw the ship. And there's the one time where it comes out of the worm, but we never really see the full thing of the Kingship. It's pretty amazing.
Damn.
Yeah.
Man, that looks nice. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for pointing
What's
that
that
out.
little one?
Wow.
Yeah,
There's a little one in the forefront too. It looks like a medium-sized.
That might be the Driller. That might be the Driller.
Above that, it's like
above it.
flying above it.
Little one. Yeah.
The
little tiny
glaive. The glaive? No, it's the glaive. It's the glaive. I can tell
Now,
by
if you
the shape.
back up a bit to like where it starts at 1420. All right, and then watch this one right over the top, but like underneath that circle, goes right by it now. See, what's that? It's got a big pointy thing in the front.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Correct. Yeah.
All right, so let's.
It's
you're
underneath
talking
a little
you're talking about
red
this?
ball. Look at the red
Yeah,
ball.
where
Right
my
below
mouse
the red
is.
ball. Yeah, right. No, right there.
Yeah, right there.
That's it right there. And watch it go by. It's got a funky top, like a little pointy top. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that yet.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to slow this video down so we can get it at the maximum thing. Go down to 0.25 speed. Go back. Move my mouse out of the way.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The one in front is the glaive, I think, but I'm not sure what that is.
That's like a medium-sized ship. Yeah,
Good eye,
good catch.
Good eye, Admiral.
Popped in face. What do you think? Anything caught you?
Pretty interesting how they, destroyed the weather and then messed up the whole entire planet. Had to escape to the neighboring planet and start their whole kingdom over. That had to be pretty interesting to do something like that. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, my thoughts are, I like the TEVARIN armor. Let me see if I can go back and find it. They started with the TEVARIN. No, I won't be able to find it. I should have put the timestamp in the my notes. But I like the TEVARIN armor. I like when I saw the XI'AN pop up with the old concept art from the XI'AN, my first thought was TURTLE power from Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I mean it does have some likeness to it.
And,
I do agree.
I had forgotten that the XI'AN were the anti-grav technicians, and I don't think I've ever known that they were very long-lived. So I thought that was interesting.
Well, you think about actual tortoises; they live a long time.
You're right.
Yeah.
And the Vandal, they asked about whether or not they like fighting or they like conquering. I think it's both. I think they like fighting and they like conquering. But there may be some who like one more than the other, but overall I think they like both. Griffin, what do you think?
Well, I think this is one of the, even though it was short, it was pretty insightful, where they focused on all of the races that we know about so far. A lot of times they just talk about one or the other. And it's been a while since they've talked about the XI'AN, in fact. So I like the fact that they highlighted a little bit of everybody in that particular piece and gave some people some insight. I also think this is kind of, we always talk about how CIG just doesn't do stuff for no reason at all. That there may be more to it than just the fact that this new ship is coming out, the fact that Alien Week is coming up, the fact that they've done this piece on aliens. and they're starting to refresh people on the lore again. Could you do me a favor and take the video back, Fast Cart, to the part where they talk about the BANU and the and what took place with the BANU?
The cinematic that they showed.
Yeah, could you find that real quick, because there is something in there that I wanted to. At least if I saw what I thought I saw, I'm gonna. Hopefully,
you want the audio too, or just the video?
Just follow it from there, because it was right after this point here.
Yeah, it should be on screen.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Let's see if it plays. Yeah, this is the part I'm looking for. Okay, yeah. Okay, stop it right there. Go back a little bit. Take a look at the guy there.
You want the guy?
Okay, right there. Okay. All right, never mind. I thought it was a brother at first, and I was going to say, see, they try to blame the brothers for it, but it wasn't. So never mind. You can go ahead. You can go ahead from there on. I wasn't sure for a second. For a second, it was. I caught it out the corner of my eye. I said, "That dude's got an afro." I'm gonna start screaming, but that's okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't seeing things. Okay, you can keep it going.
It's Brazilian.
No, I see it. No, it's a good eye. Everyone. I like how everyone is catching different things about this thing. That's cool. Thank you. So yeah, there's a lot of lore stuff. And
hey, look at Captain Wee Wee said he could have been Creole. You might be right, Captain Wee Wee. I know. They're splitting the difference. Right. They're splitting the difference on that. I got you, Cap. I got you.
Oh man.
The ship colors here.
Watching this show, I would never expected that in a million years, especially from Griffin. So thank you. This is an interesting show. I do like alien culture. I do like learning about the alien stuff. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. Yeah.
I wish I could get rid of the scroll bar at the bottom, but yes, we've seen this before. Someone asked whether or not we've seen it before, but we have seen it. I want to say 2 years ago, or maybe more than that. But the thing that strikes me is that they're so skinny, but hey, they're
gotta be agile.
Yeah,
they gotta be agile.
Yeah,
probably they seem like assassins.
Well, the other thing is we don't know much about them. We know that they're an avian race. We have never seen them physically, so we don't know if they're actually like the XI'AN and everybody else has physical differences, even though they may be in humanoid form, or whatever you want to call it, with the legs and arms. But God only knows those are chicken legs under there. Honestly, we don't really know what TEVARINs look like right now, and we know that there's a lot of prejudice against them from folks in the UEE. So they're obviously different. And, they're humanoid maybe in some form, but I don't know if they're, in the sense of what we would think about. Jay said they evolved from birds, right? Because they've got a whole avian background. So based on how everything is designed about them, I get the feeling that they definitely don't look like us, not by any means.
Griffin, don't we start comparing them to chicken, because I can see a whole cannibalism thing starting.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad. Yeah, that'd be pretty bad, right?
Let me break out my hot sauce real quick.
And the other thing is, we've never seen their faces. We've only seen them wearing this armor, so we don't know what their face look like.
Yep.
I've got turkeys near my house. They're all over the place, and they can be frightening. So seeing a 6-foot tall turkey with a sword, I might be like, can you just put that mask back on? Appreciate it. All right, cool.
Yeah, they are brave. Oh man, remember that turkey we saw, Pops? A long time ago. They are brave. Yeah,
they will kick your butt, man.
Okay.
You see the reflection in your car door, and they will go to town.
Oh man! So
FC, I sent you something too. I don't know if you saw it for the Machinima.
I saw it. I just saw it just now. Thank you.
No problem.
What did chat think? What is your favorite alien race that you've seen so far? Because we haven't even talked about the Gatac. Very little.
Very little known about them.
I think they were a funding goal.
What you call them? The Gatac? You mean the Carrack?
Carrack.
You said Gatac. Okay, I was making sure, like the Gatac. What are the Gatac?
I'm going to look up the spelling. Okay.
Okay. Because it is a weird alien. It's a weird spelling. It's a super weird spelling.
Yeah.
It's like KR apostrophe THRAK, something like that.
I think Cade put it in Twitch.
Okay, he did. Okay.
Krithac. Yeah, Krithac, whatever.
Oh man.
Oh god.
No, but my point is, there's very little known about them, and I think in the lore, the BANU are running from someone in the lore on the other part of the universe that humanity don't have access to. So my thinking is that those are the Krithac. So the Krithac may be more powerful or more aggressive than the BANU. So we think. So if you ever get a chance of defeating the BANU, we could have something way worse coming up behind them.
I need a heavy cruiser.
Yeah.
But looking at the funding goals now, there was that 4.5 million. That was the funding goal. Star Citizen will feature an additional alien race, the Krithac.
Yeah.
How that?
Wait a minute, that's 4.5. That's 4.5,
yeah,
and I know 4.5 had the cruiser in there, and we don't have a cruiser yet.
Yeah,
I know for a fact it's in there.
Star Citizen will feature an additional player ship class, the cruiser.
Admiral, you just wrote a piece on that, didn't you? If I'm remembering correctly. Isn't that correct?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, the Admiral, if you guys haven't had a chance to check it out, Admiral, maybe you can send it to Fast Card. He can drop it in chat for folks to take a look at it. But Admiral did a pretty thorough outlining on the fact that that particular class has not been brought out in Star Citizen yet. And of course, they always have flexibility to do whatever they want to do. But his point was that, as you guys know, there are different classes of ships, Corvette, cruisers, all these different things. And they haven't filled anything with that spot. And some people feel there's some ships that do fit the category, but they're not labeled that, such as the Perseus. Maybe, maybe not. But the fact is, we haven't seen them announce a cruiser class ship, even though it was outlined in the early days. So if you guys want to throw some weight behind it for Admiral, you guys check out his post, read it, and if you like it, give him a thumbs up on it, because there were people who commented in relation to what he was sharing.
I think like a day later is when they actually. I have to go back. I'm looking at it right now. A day later is when they dropped the. It was like a day later they dropped something about something similar.
My personal opinion about the cruiser.
Anvil.
The
Anvil thing.
They have so many classes of ship out there now. I think the cruiser just might already be out as a different name.
Well, that's what I said. Some people said that there are ships that would fit that physical category, but they didn't label them that. And what Admiral's saying is that right now there's no ship designated as a cruiser class ship. We've got all these other designations, but cruiser was never met as far as the funding goals. So,
and they've even talked about cruiser in the Polaris. So if you look at the Polaris narrative, they talk about a cruiser.
Exactly.
In the 4.5, they also mentioned the Corvette Idris, and they mentioned destroyers, and then I think they also talked about. I can't remember. I'd have to look at it, but I think they mentioned the Javelin. So of course we know that the Idris went to a frigate size, and the Polaris came in, and that's a Corvette. And of course they can add in all the type of ships they want. And later on, I think it's there's another funding goal that actually mentions a heavy cruiser. So even if a Javelin was originally supposed to be, or is now, a cruiser, there is going to be a ship bigger than that if they're going to talk about a heavy cruiser. That's in between that and the Bengal. That's my take on it.
What could be interesting? The BANU ships, they could already have a cruiser. Like, we don't know. I don't know what class the driller or the kinship are classified as. It might be under the ship spec page, but I don't think so, because you can't buy it. So those ships, they may already have. They may call those cruisers.
No, but he's talking about something that we will have as a cruiser, not the BANU. Right. He's saying that there's supposed to be another cruiser class that players are supposed to have access to. Now, to that point, John Crew, remember a couple of weeks ago, said that they're going to go back and redo all the ships as far as designations and everything, because this issue came up when the new RSI ship came up, the little X-wing thing. Because remember, they went to that whole thing calling it a heavy fighter, and people kept saying, "Whoa, really?" And they said they're going to go back and look at every ship there is and look at their classification. So there may be something that gets moved into cruiser class, like you were saying, Fast Cart. Then again, like Admiral Kusanagi's saying, there are some designations that, and mind you, we haven't seen everything yet, right? I mean, they've talked about over 200 something ships in the game, and we're only at 150 something right now. And that includes variants, or doesn't include variants. I can't remember. But anyway, it goes, there's more ships to come is my point. So we still may see those ships come up.
Are those supposed to include variants?
No. I was just saying the number I was quoting had variants in it. I'm saying there's still more ships is all I'm saying. There's room for them to build more ships is all I'm saying. We haven't seen anywhere near. There's way more categories of ships they can create, you know.
TEVARIN, a mining ship. Yes.
Sorry, what was that?
I said TEVARIN mining ships. Yes, please.
I was going to say, when are we going to have enough ships? We had 200 and counting.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, think of the bulk of the ships that we've seen have been human manufactured ships, right? And you just said it a few seconds ago, Fast Cart. There are other races out there. Some ships that we may not ever get access to because they're just NPC and they're there to fill space. But there's also going to be demand that people will want to access other ships that are not just the ones made by human manufacturers, but even, you know, alien manufacturers, like the one we're looking at today, right? There are a lot of people who want that ship, even though it's not a UEE, quote unquote, or, you know, humanoid ship. It's in partnership. XI'AN, we talked about that with MISC, because a lot of people kept saying about the MISC ships. Well, the MISC is supposed to have some type of XI'AN aspects to them, and we still don't know what those aspects are. Whether it was just hull design or whether it's something to do with the gravity, we don't know. But this ship in particular is definitely much more designed from XI'AN perspective, but also allows for humans to utilize their ship, similar to the BANU ship. Right? The BANUs are kind of the same way. They've been configured for humans to use, but they're not manufactured by humans. So there's plenty of room in the universe. And as long as people want variety, I mean, this is the tough part. When can they stop making ships? Well, when the demand stops. And when is the demand going to stop? That's a hard question to answer because people want individuality. People, just like people want to paint ships, they want to have a different ship. Everybody doesn't want to ride around in I'm just picking a random ship. Everybody doesn't want to run around in a BANU Defender. You know, some people don't like the alien design. So as long as they're being creative, and not just creative, but functional, so the ships mean something in the universe, I think people will continue 5 years from now, still figuring out how do they get, I'm not saying this with cash, but I'm saying as they produce them in the universe, I think people are still going to be interested in getting ships. I don't think that's ever going to stop.
Welcome, Jade.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Jade.
How's it going, Jade?
I have stream mode turned on, so whenever someone comes in, I don't hear it. So thank you. So thank you for pointing out that we got a new person coming on. Jade, so what do you think of everything that we've talked about so far? What are your take?
Well, I'll start with what you were just talking about. Yeah, I think there's plenty of room for more ships. Specifically, more ships like the one they released today. You know, like industrial ships from the different alien species. There's a lot that they can do with that. Like, just if you look at the lore, there's a lot they can do with that. Different approaches to mining, for instance, things like that. So yeah, I look forward to seeing, you know, what's to come.
And what are you getting the I can't even think of the name now. No,
that's the people.
I probably will not. Mainly because I look at that as something I want to try and earn in game. The more like exotic stuff, I'm trying to just like earn it in game. But yeah, I do like the design. I like all the XI'AN stuff, really.
What is your biggest ship?
Ooh, okay, put me on the spot, Fast Cart. Damn.
Well, if you want to say, if you don't want to say, that's fine.
Javelin.
Oh, okay. No,
damn.
Because my
biggest ship is the Endeavor or the Merchantman, depending on what spec you're looking at. So that's why I was thinking. I did not know. Yeah. So the Javelin.
Yeah, most people don't know that I have one. I don't really.
Now everybody knows.
It's for the org, so yeah.
Okay. Cool. No, so yeah, I was just curious. So So you're not picking this up. You're thinking about picking up in PU. I might do the same. What I'll probably do, I'll probably pick up a CCU just to have it.
Yeah.
And sit on it for a while. What was that?
Could I buy a javelin CCU?
I'm just reading what Gomab says.
The Railen.
I'm just reading what Gomab said. He said he would pick up a mining ship that has a big swinging hammer on instead of a laser.
Oh,
I know we
okay.
were speaking about it earlier about the alien ship coming out with a mining ship. So it was just something funny.
Well, aren't they supposed to-
Gomab, you know what you should do? You should create a character, call him John Henry Iron. Or a ship named John Henry Iron. That'll be the name of the ship that you have.
Now, isn't the refinery ship that's supposed to come out? Isn't that supposed to be alien?
Oh, that's the rumor.
Okay.
I mean, maybe more.
I haven't heard. Whoa, I haven't heard that.
No.
I didn't heard that it was supposed to be alien. Now that I haven't heard.
Yeah, I've heard.
What's alien?
The refinery?
Ship is supposed to be alien.
Huh.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that. Okay.
Yeah, because remember,
I personally stay away from. I personally stay away from Star Citizen leaks, so I try not to keep track.
Wait, whoa! You assuming he said it was a leak? He just said he heard.
No, I'm just explaining why.
He might have saw it already. He might have saw it already. They got to be Star Citizen leaks. They'll be bad mouthing Star Citizen leaks.
I'm just saying. That's why
I heard it.
I don't have much information about it. But go ahead, Pop. Go ahead.
It was about this whole rumor thing about this ship coming out started about a week and a half, and they were saying that they weren't sure what it was, and they said it could be the refinery ship. That they may have a reveal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
But don't forget, we also have the raft coming out.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one they were talking about too, at the same time. So
I'm
it
not a
could be
fan
an
of the
alien
name,
ship.
but
Yeah, raft doesn't make sense to me, but yeah. Now the way they designed this one and the look of it, I hope they come out with a refining alien ship. I really do, because I will be all over that one.
Damn, man, that's another shit we gotta buy then. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So you need to change the channel. Change the channel because they're already spending money.
I'll tell you right now, the refining ship, that is already on my list. Like, as soon as that, bam, that's an easy sell.
People wonder.
Easy sell.
People who don't play this game wonder how people can spend $1,000 and get concierge and just buying ship. This is how it starts. Like you start off with your basic package, and then you say, oh, that's a cool looking ship. Buy. I'm gonna spend some money on subscription. Buy. And that's a great looking ship. Oh, $200? I don't know. Buy. And then before you know it, you're concierge.
That's
the whole.
I almost want to buy this ship just because of the way it looks.
Cade put it in a nutshell. It's like Pokemon. You got to catch them all.
Well, that's the Legatus package. Okay, that's way out of my league.
That's definitely the Legatus package. But to me, it's easy. I mean, because you get to upgrade your ship, and you get to trade in your car and get a better car. You know, and you just pay the difference. But then you get so you've already spent $300, and then oh, look at this X-wing fighter came out and it's $200 war bond. Can I pull that off? Well, let me see. I just got my taxes. I guess I could pull that off. And that's how each ship you buy that was super cheap ends up getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you end up buying a smaller one, and then you keep it, and it's always a trade up or something.
Oh man. Well, I'm gonna put it to you this way. Besides ships, if they bring that aquarium in this game, and you got to buy individual fishes, yeah, that's where my money gonna go to as well.
So will you, you can buy fishes with cash, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I like fish in real life, so.
I used to like Voyager Direct. Voyager, if people don't know, Voyager Direct was this thing you could buy guns. You could buy ship guns and missiles on RSI with cash. And
the thing is,
It still persists today.
Voyager Direct went away because we have Alpha UAC now, and we can buy stuff in the baby PU. So that's why the Voyager Direct went away.
I should have kept the shields though, because at the time the shields back then was like, oh, this is good against missiles, like energy, like weapons, and one was against like what was it? Like not like debris, like kind of like blast damage, I guess. I'm trying to think of the name. I can't. But it was just kind of like a spread. What is it?
Ballistics? Would that be ballistics?
It was kind of
like
like
energy
against
weapons and ballistics.
It's something like that, but it was like, you know, like when bombers in World War II, like flak. It was good against like flak type of impacts. So it was one or the other, something like that. Like direct energy hits. It was like direct hits or like flak damage. That's what it was.
Okay.
Okay, like the shotgun. What do they call this?
Something like that. Maybe it was good against like, you know, scatter guns or something like that.
Yeah, scatter guns. That's it.
All right.
Ooh,
So
can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
I apologize. Vengeful made a point. I know this is kind of off topic from what we were talking about, but will they have actual pets in this game that walk with you?
That is that's another stretch goal. I think that was a $65 million stretch goal.
Really? Yes, it is a stretch goal for the game. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm loving it. Kind of like the dog in Warframe.
Don't even take a guess at what it will be. I wouldn't even try. I wouldn't try in a space game what the pets are going to be. I wouldn't think about no parrots, no dogs. I'm sorry. I'd leave a lot of room for space pets.
I love pets. You know already. Good. I'm sorry, Fats. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say eventually maybe we can get that a Yeti or the crab or the sandworm.
I already told you. I already been saying that. That was my wish from last Bar Citizen. If I could make the sandworm my pet, just me alone. That's it. That's all I want. I just want to make the sandworm my pet. That's my stretch goal. That's it.
Pet Pika.
There you go.
Anyway, I just copy and paste it's $64 million. My bad, but pets. We have repair bots, we have fish, but we haven't implemented a traditional pet system in Star Citizen yet. At $64 million, that changes from Jones the Cat and Alien to Battlestar Galactica Gatac. I forgot about that one. Pets have a place on board starships, and want to give you that option in Star Citizen, and they went on.
Yep.
All right, so Griffin, you want to talk about the Machinima we're about to watch?
Yeah, hey gang, we're going to be doing a Machinima tonight. We stumbled across this. Some of you all remember we did a video from Uncle Funk a couple weeks ago. It was a very short preview, but Uncle Funk was the guy that incorporated live action into the Star Citizen animation and cinematics. And it was the one where the creature got on the ship and you saw it eating the young woman and all that stuff. So I went back and did a little research and found a couple other ones that he did. And again, on this one, he's marrying some footage that we saw from CitizenCon into some other footage that he shot in relation to the Carrack. And so some of it's you'll recognize when we get to the part you recognize. But I just thought it was very cool. It's only like a little less than 5 minutes in length, but I thought it was pretty cool. To see how he's like finding, and I know Fist, for you guys, we were talking about, finding footage to use in the Star Citizen universe. I think you'll see how he was able to make a completely different story out of this footage that he pulled from one of the Citizen Cons. So, Fast Card, this is Uncle Funk once again, guys. You can fire it up whenever you're ready.
This is called Carrack Through a Jump Gate.
Attention on deck. Ready to ship for immediate departure. The Odin system has gone dark and is non-responsive to interstellar communications. We have been tasked with an investigatory mission to the system to determine the cause of the interruption.
Request clearance to jump, if you please, Mr. Jones.
Control, Artemis 7-7. Request jump clearance to Odin. Artemis 7-7, stand by for gate calibration. Roger. Standing by. 424, Marshall Bomb. Artemis 77, stabilized and ready. You're clear to jump. Safe flight. Clear to jump. Artemis 77, see you soon.
Emergency quantum protocol. Get us out of here, Mr. Jones. Oh my mother. Broadcast a distress beacon on all emergency channels.
Sir, there's no time.
Do it now.
Attention all spacecraft, this is the UEE ship Artemis 77. The Odin system has been attacked by an unknown force. The station is destroyed, there's no sign of survivors. The entire region is destroyed. Avoid Odin system at all costs. Someone, please get this message to the UEE.
Okay.
Jaws.
It's been an honor, gentlemen.
I got a lovely bunch of coconuts.
Wow. I gotta watch that one again. That was a whole lot happening, and it was. I gotta watch that one again. That was pretty good. Oh, it's not over yet.
Yes, sir. There was no sign of Kitty.
Yes, sir. I'll keep watching. You and I, we got a date tonight.
Alrighty then. Fish, what'd you think of that we just watched?
Bum. Bum. That was good. He had me good for a minute. I was like, okay, the sound effects, everything. His sound design was very good, and everything. I was like, okay. Then when he did that, he got me. Very good though. Very good.
Pop, what'd you think?
It better been good with the name Uncle Funk.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that. He had to live up to that name.
And he's doing it so far, yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's really good. I like the way he put the things together to make one complete story.
Kuchinagi, what do you think?
I thought it was very good. I love again the sound in the beginning, like this part here. You got the ATC or Space TC, however you want to call it, and then yeah, it was great. It was pretty good. I still have my tally because of it.
Yeah, I would just add that the voice acting was exceptional for this, and the camera work for the stuff that they added was really smooth. So yeah, very good.
I like their facial animation. I mean, I know they use VoIP obviously, but they obviously put a lot of effort into getting the capture of the facial animation down on point.
Yeah, and that's hard too.
and I like that countdown they did before they entered the jump gate. I wish we could have something. I hope we have something like that in game when we finally get them. Maybe not exactly like that, but maybe we can get like the song they put in the final countdown. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm not gonna start singing that one. That's too high for me to sing. But yeah, I like that. Like I said, I gotta watch it a few more times too, because I'm pretty sure I missed stuff as it was going along. But Uncle Funk, I'm looking forward to seeing more by him. Did he have more, Griffin?
Yeah, if you go to his YouTube page, definitely a lot of stuff. When he first started out his animations, you can see he was just doing short pieces. This is actually part 2. There's a part 1 to this that starts out with the Retaliator, and I didn't do that one. I just kind of thought this one was a little bit more interesting. But I would definitely recommend going by, subscribing, giving him some thumbs up on the videos because he does a great job. I think what everybody said, the sound design is one of the things that brings this to life in a big way. Because otherwise these would just be shots that didn't look like anything. But like you said, Kusanagi, the ATC conversations and talking, the sound effects of when the Carrack was taking off, just hearing the grinding of the station when it was, the destroyed stations, all that just added to me so much to it. And of course the music that's behind it is kind of an ominous music that's going on in the background the whole time. So for him to just be able to take all these elements, and of course we were all familiar with the jump gate element from CitizenCon, but he took it and even made that his own. He didn't take us through the tunnel. If you notice, he just made us jump and we came out, so he kind of even tweaked that a little bit. And the whole thing with the Carrack jumping off at the end into the other space, he just did a great job with it. I thought it was really good.
And just when you thought it was over, it kept going. It was like a freaking Avengers movie or Marvel movie. They showed the credit, but then you have another scene afterwards.
That's good stuff.
Yeah,
supposedly they're reworking the ship just a little bit. I know they're going to redo the middle section.
The Retaliator?
I don't know what they're going to do.
Oh, on the Retaliator?
Yeah, the Retaliator. They get
they're widening the halls. Right, they're widening the halls because they want NPC interaction in there to be able to, the pathways to be much better because they are kind of narrow. And then, like you said, that center section where you come up with the 2 elevators and the emergency hatch, they're redoing that area of it as well. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what it's going to look like when it's all said and done because I love the Retaliator. I love that ship.
Do you have it?
Yep.
You have the base or the?
You have to ask.
I've got the bomber because when I got it back in the day, the only thing you could buy was the bomber one. They didn't do the base until later. And then I've got all the modules for it as well. So there's like 5 modules. Yeah, there's like 5 modules.
Had they resold those since the first time they?
No, I had to hunt those down. I had to hunt those down to get them. Some people had them and didn't want them anymore because the tally, when the turrets were off, people got really kind of funked up about it and they didn't want. So there were people who literally sold them to me at cost and even less. I think I had to order from 2 or 3 different people before I finally got all of them. But there's the 2 cargo areas, there's a living area, there's a dropship area, and then there's the 2 bombing areas that are in there as well.
And there's a few ships like that, but not the Endeavor, thankfully, because whenever the Endeavor come back around, they normally sell the Master Class and the module to come along with the Endeavor with that. So I'm grateful that they didn't do that with the Endeavor. But there's quite a few other ships like that, and it is really annoying because I was thinking about getting the upgrading the Retaliator base and putting in a cargo thing into it, but then I look, I'm like, when was the last time they actually showed those battle upgrades kit? And it's been a while.
And we've got a show that we're going to do in the future about modularity, and hopefully we'll be able to pull out all the modules. And because some people haven't seen them, some people have not even seen those Retaliator modules, and they don't know which ships they've talked about modularity. The Carrack is one of them. The Caterpillar is one. The Retaliator is one. Endeavor's one, and there's one other ship I'm thinking about that was supposed to be modular. Even the Constellation, I said the Caterpillar, even the Constellations were supposed to be modular at one point. And I'm wondering whether or not they're going to still hold on to the modularity for that ship or whether they're going to throw that out. I don't know if anybody's heard anything recently about it.
Not recently. Like they were going back and forth between modularity and
Right.
variants. Like they wanted to get
Right.
rid of variants and the time shift to the modular, but it seems they've been going back to
The variants. I think they're going to stick with the variants. Yep, it's more practical money wise too.
I mean, and not just that. It seems to be production wise and development wise too. I think it's more practical because I mean,
yep,
it's easier. I mean, not easier, but I mean, you have to make sure everything fits. And everything,
well, remember that was what but remember in the Andromeda, do you guys know what we're talking about the modularity for the constellation? You guys know what we're talking about? I'm going to be talking around something y'all don't know about.
I don't
No, for the Connie, no.
Okay, if you go into Connie, I don't know if you remember that they were numbered sections. The cockpit had a 1 on it. That middle section where you come from the elevator had a 2. The cargo area had a 3. And what you were supposed to be able to do, believe it or not, so you had a Connie Andromeda, you were supposed to be able to take that Aquila cockpit front and swap it out so that you could have actually changed the configuration of the ship back in the day.
That's what they said about the Aurora. You can put the Aurora LN seat and put it in the MR.
Yeah, but those were just seats. I'm talking about the whole freaking chassis. The body was going to be the Aquila. You know how the Aquila's windows curved? You all know what I'm talking about? Out the front window?
I get what you're talking about, yeah.
You're going to be able to make it look like that in the front, a Connie Andromeda, instead of having the hard, sharp line front if you wanted to. But that was quite a while back.
I haven't heard anything about that. I think that went to the wayside. I don't think we're going to hear anything about that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that was the only other ship that they talked about for modularity.
The tally change, is that because, I mean, that was supposed to be the first modular ship that was supposed to have been done. Are they changing because they were doing that and they were like, this isn't going to work with NPCs?
It's on the roadmap for Squadron 42. And it says it allows players to swap vehicle rooms and modules via vehicle manager app.
On which one, Jade?
For the Retaliator.
Retaliator,
it's a 10-week thing under the vehicle tech team that ends in June.
And the other thing for the Retaliator too, it was another one of those ships that came out pre-metric, because I don't know if you remember, they redid that ship already once. And what they said they were doing was just widening the hull. Something has to do with NPC play with that ship. And again, it might be because of Squadron 42, where in the beginning it wasn't a factor. But there's some reason why they need to do it for NPCs, not for us, that they're widening those halls. And to be honest with you, I can tell you what it is. When you walk down the halls of a Retaliator, only one person can walk down. You can't have two people walking through it in two different directions. Right. It's so narrow. And there's a lot of room in those bomb bay areas that they could tighten it up and make it wide enough for 2 people to go through there.
I mean, that's true for quite a few ships, though. But I mean, that's probably the reason why the Merchantman and Endeavor and all the other ships are getting bigger at this point.
If you remember when they did the Starfarer, that was a huge factor of why the Starfarer got big, was because they said they wanted you to be able to have NPC and player interactions in those ships. And when the hallways are too small, you can't. There's just no way to do it. You've got to widen them out. It seems impractical from a design point, but from a gameplay standpoint, they have to make the ships a little bit bigger.
I think they just wanted to make an FPS map.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. No, yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Nobody's going to go down a narrow hall playing FPS. You know what I'm saying? If you're just asking to get killed if you can only go in a straight line. So they got to widen it out.
Oh, cool. All right. So you almost had a good transition for me, but I ruined it. But I wanted to talk about the next this coming Sunday's show.
Whoa! Before you get to that, talk about Saturday. And then Sunday.
Yeah, I did it at the beginning, but thank you for your reminder.
Yeah, because you got a whole bunch of more people in here now.
That's true. All right, so this coming Saturday, I don't have a scene for it, but this coming Saturday, we're having a virtual Bar Citizen at 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC. I'll put the link in Twitch chat again. Click on that link, you register, and after register, you get the confirmation email, information about joining the meeting. But it's 3 p.m. Eastern. Come on in. We got last time I looked, we had about 45 people. And that's kind of the limit, but I think we'll be okay because we won't have all all the people at one time, so people coming and joining, so it should be fine. But this is in cooperation with the Yacht Club. Griffin handled the last one on May 1st, and he did a great job. Thank you, Griffin. There's going to be some trivia on the Yacht Club yesterday. I played some. I made some joke trivia. Those won't be any of the questions on during the real event, but it should be fun. Oh yeah, and we may have some CIG types coming in, so check us out for that. All right, for Sunday's show. Hey, Dog Demon. So for Sunday's show, we're doing early mentor, 6 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. We're doing by Sub BGO. He'll always be Geo to me. I'll always call him Geo because that's the first name that I knew him by. Mr. Hart, Stoutman, and Salty Mike, he'll always be Twitch 17 for me. Same deal. Paul Sully will always be Berserker 01. I'm going to old school. We're going to call him by that old name to the whole show. I won't do that. But that should be fun. And check us out on social media. We're on.
Hold on. You forgot to guess who our guest is that day. We have a guest. Even though the theme is on the mentors, Dog Demon, who just came in the chat, is going to be our guest to come on the show with us that day too. So we're going to have another new face that'll be on with us this week.
And Griffin, you're handling all that, right? Because I'm not equipped.
Oh, we'll be fine. Yeah, we'll be fine Sunday.
Dog Demon, sorry about that. Great to have you. But
if you guys haven't seen Dog Demon, he's been on Captain's Table, and he's a really enthusiastic guy. Really loves the game. I've got a chance to watch some of his streams, and we're really excited about having him come on and sit in with us this week. And just so you guys know, this early mentor show is really important to us because the people that you see on the screen right now were the people that we were watching with Star Citizen when we came in back from 2013 through, let's say, 2015, 2016. And they really were the people who started out putting content creation out for a lot of us. Of course, there's more people than that. There's no way we could have everybody. But these are just faces that maybe some of you remember, and some people you didn't know about. And you're going to find, I guarantee you're going to hear some really cool stories this weekend. Raymar, don't worry. He's not going to be salty this weekend. You're gonna find out who the other twerk was this weekend. The Salty Mike show is his current personality. Trust me, it's a personality. There is a different side of him that you're going to learn about on Sunday. In fact, there's a different side of most of these people that you're going to learn about on this Sunday. So we're really excited about having them come on the show this week.
Is this a drinking show?
Should be fun.
No, I mean, you can drink if you want to. You can always drink on our show. It probably helps if you watch our show and drink, but that's entirely up to you.
I mean,
it needs to be a secret word like BMM or something like that.
I mean, can you imagine how often I drive Griffin to drink? I mean,
every week there's a rum and coke next to me. Every week. Yeah, Raymar. I mean, Cade, you're right. People like STL Youngbuck, Tactical Advance here. Yeah, Tactical Advance. I mean, there's so many people from that period of time that we would love to invite. And maybe we will do another show. We'll bring on another group of those people because some of them are no longer streaming. We're talking about back in the days when finding content for Star Citizen was very difficult. These guys were streaming, was it 2015 Fast Card, the year where we had no updates? And they were still trying to push through with streaming. I mean, imagine
that was the year of hell for some people, especially for content creators.
Yeah, for content creators, it was very difficult. And there are a lot of folks who, they dropped out, but then there are a lot of them that are still pushing through, like Salty Mike, Paul Shelley, Miss Hart. These folks are still around, but we just want to introduce you to them and let them tell you some of the early stories of what it meant to be in Star Citizen. And I think some of us might kind of realize we need to calm down some because it ain't as bad as it used to be back in the day. So,
and Kay, to your point, we did invite other people, but they couldn't make it because of scheduling change, because of family and what have you. So we're grateful for the people that we could get, and hopefully we should have a lot of fun.
We will. Yep, absolutely.
Looking forward to it.
Yep. So tomorrow, not tomorrow. Saturday will be a big day. Sunday will be a big day. I'm gonna spend tomorrow just trying to charge my battery up to get ready for all this. It should be a lot of fun. So we had the varsity on Saturday and elementars on Sunday. But don't forget, you can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. We have the link down below on Twitch. You want to check us out. We also have a Patreon if you want to help us out monetarily. That we appreciate it, and we appreciate all the patrons we have already. I think that's it. Do you have anyone you want to raid, or were you looking for that, Griffin?
Oh, I can do that for you while we're here. Give me un momento.
And I just want to say thanks to everyone for watching. Peace, love, and soul. You had a good time. A lot of good conversations. I want to say thank you to Emma Kushnagi, Fish to Face, Jade, and Poppin' Face. Great having you. Thanks for coming and putting up with me.
I would like to say before we go, what did you mean by you got to charge your battery up for this Saturday and Sunday?
It's going to be busy.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be busy. No, I don't mean my cart battery. I mean my personal battery.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was like, you got a battery pack or something? That's what I was like. I got to get me one of those.
You can't see it because it's behind. It's on my back. You know. Now I don't have a battery pack. I have a twist, wind up screw behind.
Oh,
okay, got you.
Fast Cat's old school. He uses a twist.
Fast Cat's an old man is what it is. They're old school. That's what the deal is. All right, gang, we're gonna raid Astropub tonight. Paul Shelley sent some love his way. You guys give him a shout. You know, the king of lore. He's a good guy. Let him know that Soul Citizen sent you guys over there. Okay.
All right.
Take care, everybody.
Take care. Have a good night, gang.